Fatigue in sneakers, and no, I'm not talking about the game inherently, being tired of it, collecting, creating. No, I'm rather enjoying that myself. I think that's also predicated on perspective and your outlook when it comes to sneakers overall. Doesn't mean you don't grow tired of things. I mean, that's life, that's normal, like the open mouth thumbnails. I get it, we've all done it at one point, but will it end in 2023? I don't know, one can hope. Okay, no, honestly, this video will focus on fatigue and early looks, slide drama, and what do we think about these. I personally have accepted early looks are just a part of the current game where it stands. For some people, it's a vital part of their blueprint, their success. As fast as they can get the shoe in front of you, that's really good for them. So I respect that part of their business, especially if that's how they go about it. But if you go back to the lost and found, how many pairs were there out like early? All up and down your timeline. It's interesting because I knew this would happen, so again, I accepted it. But in having conversations with people within sneakers, whether it's on Instagram or Twitter or wherever, there were a lot of consumers that actually expressed fatigue and frustration and just exhaustion of seeing the shoe so much. And I think it happened long before they would actually have a chance to have the shoe in hand. Long before November actually hit, that played a really big part for them. Even creatives, like part of their job is to create in this space. They were so fatigued and just over seeing picture after picture after post after in-hand pick and on-foot pick. They were just tired of it. And it's interesting because by time you as a regular consumer or just a regular creator like myself, by the time you get the shoe in hand via the actual shock drop, wasn't really a shock drop, but the exclusive access on Sneakers app, which is still considered right around the regular release, or you hit on release day and you start to post, people have seen this shoe for 90 days already ahead of time. They may be tired of it. Does fatigue ever set in on early looks for me personally? It does, but it usually comes in the form of being hyper focused on what's dropping in, let's say, December of 2023, and we were in December of 2022. Give yourself time, allow yourself to enjoy life and everything in between all 12 months, including the pairs that will come long before that. Slide drama. Yeah, I'm already exhausted. Already. I don't give one slide, two cares who drops what. I don't. I didn't get the outrage in 2022 when Adidas chose to drop a slide as if they don't drop slides all the time. I know a lot of people don't like to hear this, but Kanye did not invent this slide. And I say that owning the slides. Yes, they're the most comfortable slides I've ever actually walked in. I am happy to admit that. No problem with that. But he didn't invent the slide, so you will continue to see slides probably for the rest of your life. If Kanye wholeheartedly feels they're encroaching, and by they, I mean Nike, on his design, he can take them to court. Like, I would encourage him to do that the way any citizen can honestly use the courts at their disposal if you feel like you have a strong enough case. If you don't, it could, of course, backfire and you lose. Kind of like Adidas just did recently in a case with 3 stripes versus 4 stripes. That's kind of comical to me because if I see 4 stripes, I don't associate it with Adidas. So I didn't necessarily get that whole lawsuit being taken to court, but just make sure you're confident in it. What do we think about these? How often do you see that question thrown around in sneakers? A lot. It's honestly a really easy way to bait people to engage with things. But I just, listen. We're not in French class. This isn't a we thing, okay? This is not a group project on buying a shoe outside of the one exercise I've done with you all 2 years in a row. Other than that, it's not a group project. I just think collectively we have to get to a point where we don't make buying decisions based on what other people think or the masses think. If they're for a shoe, if they're against a shoe. Your buying process shouldn't be a democracy on a daily basis. It just should not. Also, this is not a joint venture. Again, this isn't a joint account. I don't share a joint account with any of you. I'm the one having to put in on the shoe and buy the shoe. Therefore, I'll make a decision on if I love it. You can ask me, TJ, what do we think about these? Well, I don't know about you. I can think a shoe is hideous. That should have zero bearing on you choosing to buy the shoe. So please just take that with you in 2023. These are just some of the things I feel we're fatigued about. I don't think it's going to get any better. So we just have to center ourselves and hope for the best. All right. Or at least just make do with what we're going to have to deal with. But that's all I got today. Thank you for tuning in. As always, act your age, not your shoe size. Peace.